Hello and welcome to the Ensemble Theatre. Here we are launching the 2019 season. And isn't this glamorous? I'm doing a live cross. I'm doing a live cross to Mark Kilmurry, who's inside the auditorium waiting for me to hand it over to him. But in the meantime, I just want to share with you that we've got a lot of people here, people who have started in plays here at the Ensemble before, people who have supported the Ensemble. I myself have been an usher at the Ensemble when I was 16, so I have a long-term relationship with this beautiful theatre, which has just had an amazing makeover. So it's been refurbished thanks to all the supporters of the Ensemble and people who have been coming to the Ensemble for years and years. And it looks gorgeous while still having the character and the heart that the Ensemble is well loved for. Now, I have some fellow patrons here, ladies and gentlemen, and if you've been to the Ensemble many times before, you'll recognise the beautiful Kate Raison and Brian Megan. Hello.
Hello, Georgie. How are you?
Guys, I'm really well. Thanks for asking. Thanks for asking. Now, listen, what are you guys doing next year?
Well, we did a show here last year called Two by Jim Cartwright, and we've been lucky enough to been granted a tour.
Yes. Ooh, where are you going?
Taking it on the road, all over the place.
Everywhere. We're going to Darwin. We're going to Victoria. We're going to Queensland. We're going to West Australia. We're going everywhere. It's around Australia.
Are you excited?
Very, very excited.
Now, listen, you guys have both starred in so many productions here, and I think I've seen them all. Amazing. But I wondered if you guys knew how many plays you've starred in together, or how many of you been.
Yeah, together we can probably work that out.
Weren't you in one of them?
Maybe 4 or
I was in one of them.
You were one of them. There you go. It's nice, isn't it?
And I've been in a couple with Katie, but how many, Katie, have you been in?
I don't know. I think it's probably close to 20. I think it's close to 20.
Yeah. And how many have you been in, Brian?
Oh, probably about 16.
Yeah.
Really?
We look to the side because somebody who knows.
Yeah, somebody else.
Holding up their fingers. Now, listen, and also I'm going to get Jamie. Beautiful Jamie Oxenbold, who was also in the play, and dare I say, this is now Chapter 2.
This is the
Chapter 2 cast.
It's a reunion.
We're reforming.
Let's do the first scene quickly. I can't remember any of the lines.
I do believe it was me, though.
Yeah.
So, Jamie, you've been in a lot of plays here too at the Ensemble, right?
I have. Like these fine people here, I've done most of my theatre work in Sydney at the beautiful Ensemble Theatre, which is with its beautiful new foyer.
Doesn't it look amazing?
Yeah, it looks fantastic. I couldn't believe it.
They've got a new bar. They've got a new bar. A brand new bar.
Brian's very excited about the bra. Bra. Oh my God. I said bra. I'm so sorry.
Lingerie.
Lingerie in the theatre.
That you could see what was going on.
Actors improing danger. But you've been in a lot of plays here and you love this space?
It's the best space in Sydney to perform, in my opinion, my humble opinion. It's the perfect size for an actor because you can see faces and you don't have to project and you don't have to belt it out.
You don't have to act.
Yeah, you don't have to act.
But I think also the fact that we have worked together, we kind of feel really comfortable working here. It's just a really nice place to work. It's not pretentious, and it's really cool.
It is. It's like a family working here. Yeah, you know everyone here, and everyone's comfortable.
Yeah. And I think that's what the audience is like about it too.
Yeah, exactly. And they like coming back and they like knowing what they're getting, and they do actually like a sense of comfort. I think.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the ensemble audience like to know what they're getting.
Yeah.
And they get good stuff every time, and it's consistent. It's
Yeah.
It's always good quality.
I'm really excited about seeing this new season too, aren't you?
Very excited.
Well, yeah. I mean, this season is gonna. I think it's going to be a little different. Only insofar as. Well, no. I think it's just that it's
inside info.
Well, yeah, I do. Well,
Can I get Meredy Eastman over here while we're waiting? I know Meredy has been in. So Meredy, hello Meredy. Now you've been in a lot of productions here at the. Sorry, it's Old Home Week. Are you moving out? Moving in. So how many plays have you been here at the Ensemble?
Oh, I've seen so many.
So how many have you been in?
One.
One?
Yes, I know.
Well, I think it's about time.
I know.
That's about time. Yeah, and what a one it was. I saw it and you were
It
amazing.
was the History of Falling Things, and it was 2 years ago, and it was fantastic fun.
Yes.
I loved working here, and I want to come back again.
Yes. Did you hear that? Yeah, we were very lucky to have Meredy here at the Ensemble Theatre, and I think that's one of the best things about this space is that it's. Do you find it a unique space to work in?
Yeah, it's very intimate, and the audience is very friendly, and they're clearly used to having a very good time here, and that really helps. It's like they're warmed up even before you begin.
Yeah.
And
I think you ask any actor in Sydney, and I'm not just saying this because I love the ensemble. You ask any actor in Sydney, where would you want to come back and work? And I guarantee you, every single one will say the ensemble.
That is so exciting. Hey, listen, Simon, have you guys worked with Simon? I've never met Simon. Hello, Simon. How are you? And who have you worked with here at the Ensemble?
I have been here. I was here earlier this year and the end of last year doing Taking Steps. With
wow.
Mark directing.
Oh, fantastic. Isn't he great?
Oh, it's so great.
Thank God for that. Now, listen, I think that we're going to go inside. Now, you go inside and get yourself a seat, and I'll see you in there.
Excellent, thanks.
Okay. And we're going to now throw to the beautiful Mark Kilmurry to launch the 2019 season at the Ensemble Theatre. Mark?
The Ensemble Theatre proudly acknowledges the Camaragal people of the Eora Nation as the customary owners of this land on which we work and share our stories. We pay our respect to elders past and present. Hello and welcome to 2019. Nice to see you. Thank you very much for coming. I'd like to welcome Miss Felicity Wilson, local member for North Shore, Mr Trent Zimmerman, member for North Sydney, and welcome to Mayor Gilly Gibson. I'd also like to welcome our chair of the Ensemble Board, Mr Graham Bradley, and his wife Charlene Bradley, and members of the Ensemble Limited and Foundation boards. I'd also like to thank Neil and Hamish Belnaves of the Belnaves Foundation, our major sponsor. Thank you so much for coming this evening. We're delighted also to welcome the representatives of Create New South Wales and the Australia Council who join us today. Thank you. We're live streaming. Hello, live stream people. That's what we're doing while there's cameras here. We're live streaming across the country for the very first time, so that's absolutely thrilling. So there'll be lots of people watching us missing out being here tonight in the theatre. So thank you to Ben Alcott for that, for organising and setting this up, because it's absolutely fabulous. Before we begin, I just need to thank a few people. If you'd been here even maybe 20 minutes before, it would have been a rubble site out there. So I just need to thank Andrew Pine and the team at Evolve Constructions, with special thanks to project manager Bo Maslin and site manager Podrick Riley, who've created a miracle getting this ready for the launch. So thank you to them. And if you were tiptoeing through the rubble earlier, then it's your fault. You gave us the money to do this refurbishment. So, but thank you to everybody who helped us refurbish, and especially thanks to designer Penelope Hodges and Craig Emerton and team at Linked Project Management. I also like to thank I'd just like to thank the New South Wales Government through Create New South Wales for their funding assistance to make this theatre compliant. And also to Loretta Busby, who oversaw the whole project. Thank you to her, absolutely fantastic, Skyping in her pyjamas at all hours, looking at signage and at diagrams. It was fabulous work. Thank you so much. I'll be sharing the 2019 season with you very soon, but first we have a special treat. Elise McCann is an extraordinary performer, recently seen as Miss Honey in the wonderful Matilda. We're doing a musical next year. She's going to be part of it, but first she's going to do an opening song for us. So thank you, Elise.
Amazing. Enjoy this song. Thank you so much. I could have a mansion on a hill. I could lease a villa in Seville, but it wouldn't be as nice as a summer in Ohio with a gay midget named Carl playing Tevye and Porgy. I could wander Paris after dark, take a carriage ride through Central Park, but it wouldn't be as nice as a summer in Ohio, where I'm sharing a room with a former stripper and her snake, Wayne. I could have a satchel full of dollar bills, cures for all the nation's ills, pills to make a lion purr. British queen. Look like I was 17. Still uncertain, I prefer to be going slowly, batty, 40 miles east of Cincinnati. I could shove an ice pick in my eye. I could eat some fish from last July, but it wouldn't be as awful as a summer in Ohio without cable, hot water, Vietnamese food, or you. I saw your book at a Borders in Kentucky under a sign that said new and recommended. I stole a look at your picture on the inside sleeve, and then I couldn't leave. Richard, who was with me, got uncharacteristically quiet, and he said, all things considered, I guess you don't have to buy it. So I smiled like Mona Lisa, and I laid my visa down. He wants me, but he ain't gonna get me. I found my guiding light. I tell the stars each night, look at me, look at him. Son of a bitch, I guess I'm doing something right. I finally got something right. No, it's not Nirvana, but it's on the way. I play Anita at the matinee. Then I get on my knees and pray I can state in my next bio I'm never gonna go back to Ohio. I could chew on tinfoil for a spell. I could get a root canal in hell, but it wouldn't be as swell as a summer is gonna be. 'Cause the torture is just exquisite while I'm waiting for you to visit. So hurry up, schmuck, get unstuck and get on the scene. Love the midget, the stripper, Wayne the snake, and Mrs. Jamie Wallerstein. That's me.
So no more from me. I don't need to say any more. We're going to show our 2019 film, and that will tell you everything you need to know. See you afterwards.
I think it's just so interesting to see a new Australian play about this story. Something that it's rare that, you know, a playwright will write about artists and actors and things. So that's really exciting.
I think it's going to be insightful for people to come and see that, because I don't think this is actually put on all that much. Like, the only thing I remember is I could call it Chekhov and the Seagull in a way, you know, in a modern setting, you know, like with obviously a huge different take on it. Yeah. But and also, you know, David is an icon. It's really amazing when you get given a script written by David Williamson.
And there's other characters in the play who are playwrights and writers, and so for a writer to write a role for a writer and so on and so forth about their career and what those struggles are is really nice to see.
Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of a dry humour, you know, like, and it's tennis.
It is tennis.
It's tennis.
It's so tennis. It is. Everyone's got their points that they're trying to get in with each other, which is what I really like about it. It is about who's going to uppercut that other person with humour, and that's really
not
entertaining
physical.
to watch.
No,
Not
no,
so much
with
physical,
words.
but with words. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about a potato race, but of course it's about so much more than a potato race. But the race is the catalyst for exploring a whole lot of other things that take place in a small country town in Australia. It's autobiographical, so it's a real story, and I did take myself off to this small country town on the weekend to check it out, and I can tell you that the ripples of this event are still being felt and will continue to be, I think, in this small town. So it's absolutely an entertaining piece. But like all the very best entertaining pieces, they also make you think. And I truly think that this piece does that. So it's a cast of 5 women, 5 really interesting female characters. And that for me is a thrill, of course, but to see the way that these women interact in a small country town, which is largely dominated by a lot of male characters who don't appear on stage. So how we sort of navigate that is really interesting to me. It's a really exciting cast. We're going to have a really great time. I'm truly looking forward to it. I think the audience is going to love it. Love it.
I am so thrilled to play Kathy Wyatt. It is a role that I discovered years and years ago when I was first studying at NIDA, and I listened to the soundtrack and I just fell in love with it, and I've been dying to play this role for so long, and I'm just so thrilled to be able to have the opportunity to do it with a wonderful theatre company like Ensemble, who create such wonderful pieces of theatre, and to have the opportunity to kind of bring it to Sydney audiences. The musical is so exciting. It's really interesting. It is this beautiful compilation of a really contemporary kind of sound, but with this real romance about it as well. And what's so awesome about it is that the 2 storylines of Kathy and Jamie, they travel in reverse direction. So the show is over the period of their 5-year relationship, but Kathy starts at the end of their relationship and travels back towards the beginning when they first meet. And Jamie, the show starts for him at the beginning of their relationship and travels to where it's ended. And so they actually are only in the exact same time and place at one point in the show, which is their wedding. So it's a really beautiful way of telling this story.
I would like to welcome the audience to Folk, which is it's almost like it was written for the ensemble. It's a beautiful play. It's very funny. It's a 3-hander, so tiny cast, and there's music. So there'll be songs, and they're not all religious songs. In fact, they're folk songs, so hence the name of the show. And I'm playing a nun, just in case you're wondering. And she's an Irish nun, so she's living in England, and she has a little group of like-minded people and maybe not like-minded people. It's a very small group of 3. There's a 50-year-old man who plays the guitar. I love the idea that people come together because of music, and I always think that music, ecumenical music or otherwise, and as I say, this is folk music, so it's music for everyone, and it can save your life, and I think it kind of does in this show. It's warm, it's very funny. It's being directed by one of my favourites, Terence O'Connell. We're just going to have a beautiful time with this show, so God be with you, and book your seats right now. It's going to be fun.
when I was actually doing radio, when I did a bit of it, it was fascinating to me that you would be drinking tea, but someone else is drinking the tea for you with the cup and the saucer. And so the sound effects guy would do all of that, but you would pretend to, but you're holding the script. So it's all set in the world of mystery and murder.
Who does the sound? So we will do the sound effects if we're not on?
No, we won't.
No,
somebody else will.
Okay.
We won't do anything. We won't even blow our noses.
No.
So it's great fun, and it's good to be working with these guys again.
Yeah.
It's really wonderful. It's a bit of a deja vu kind of feeling.
Someone's going to do it.
It's a good one.
Yes.
It's a good one.
Danny and I have been acting together since 1952.
And now we've
been
known each other
Georgie since 1948.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
I always get mixed up. Personality. Yes, it's good. And we've got these sort of old-fashioned microphones.
Check 1, 2. What are people going to expect from Georgie Parker in this? I don't know. I'm asking you. What do you expect from Georgie Parker in this? Amazing work, that's what it is. Amazing work. And I think you can do your own sound effects. I don't think we need a sound effects guy, but I'm going to need a sound effects guy. Ground's very unsteady here. Danny?
I'm really thrilled to be doing a radio play on stage. And so I've been told I get to hold the script, which is a really lovely thing to be able to do.
God. Yeah.
For the very good reason that it'll be there in front of me. Should I try? Then I can just look at the words.
Very excited to bring A View from the Bridge to the Ensemble in 2019. Return season, we originally did it at the Old Fitz, so very excited to bring that exciting play to 2019 at the Ensemble. It's a gripping night in the theatre. It's exciting. It's a story about family. It's a story about honour. It's a story about what happens when someone is so compelled by their own convictions and sort of their own demise. But it's a great night in the theatre. My most favourite thing about this production is the sense of ensemble within it. There's a great sense of family, and it is about a family, this story. So a great sense of all the performers involved, the director as well, the sense of that we've created a community, which is really lovely. The content is quite intense, so doing that night after night can be full on, but it's actually part of the challenge that makes it really exciting. I've never worked for the Ensemble before. I'm really, really looking forward to it. In fact, bringing this production here is actually quite apt because we're set sort of by the water and the play's actually set about longshoremen, so it's actually really exciting. It's like a homecoming almost.
The last time we worked together, we played husband and wife.
That's right.
Now she's playing my daughter. I think there's something wrong going here. But it's a wonderfully strong play and a really gripping piece. So yeah, it should be absolutely fantastic. There's a certain amount of sexual politics in it, but it's about who's going to wrest power from who. It's a bit like today, really. If you look at the political climate, there's a lot of wrestling of control, and that's what this is about. You know, the old king, emphasis on old, and the younger daughters, and how are they going to be able to accede to the throne or not? You know, this is because back then it wasn't an automatic thing to happen.
That's right. It's the changing of rules and laws, and you know, as a woman reading it, you know, I think it still resonates for now.
It's a play really about strong women, which is, as you say, for this time, this day and age is really important. It's about women inhabiting a position of strength, which is fantastic.
Who have always had voice, but not necessarily the platform, and I think this is what this piece is about.
I'm doing the play Fully Committed by Becky Mode. It is a one-act comedy where we follow a day in the life of Sam, who is a reservations manager at the city's trendiest restaurant. She's dealing with some very difficult customers who try to bribe her and threaten her even, and they will also all be played by me. So I'm playing not one, not two, but 40 characters throughout the evening, which is exciting. It's going to be a real challenge, but I'm really looking forward to it. It has such a crazy amount of energy. I think it will be a really fun night out at the theatre, and I'm hoping it will be really entertaining and enjoyable for all the audiences at the Ensemble. So really looking forward to coming back and performing here.
I'm really excited to be doing my first play at the Ensemble and working with the wonderful Sean Rennie. Baby Doll, it's an exciting role for me. She's a kooky little lady. She's a young woman transitioning from girlhood to womanhood, and all the perils involved in that, you know, changing body, the reception from the world changing towards her, and negotiating this new identity as an adult woman. She's someone who has a lot of power, doesn't quite understand her power yet, so tends to play with people, doesn't quite understand the consequences. She's, for the first time, experiencing desire, not knowing how to manage that, and then being desired and not knowing how to manage that. Feeling the excitement and the danger of that awakening is really cool.
We've just done a photo shoot and we feel sufficiently odd. Indifferent, almost.
That's right.
Yeah,
forced together. Our natures, we're completely different. One of us likes to leave things lying around and the other likes to clean them up.
That's right. I like to iron. He doesn't.
No.
It's a classic. I mean, anyone who loved the TV series, Walter Matthau, wasn't it?
Walter Matthau and Jack
Lemmon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. Look, very funny show.
And these comic relationships are timeless in the sense that what would be really lovely for the audience is to kind of snap back into the 60s in Manhattan, New York, and actually see how far we've moved from that period.
But also how relationships haven't changed as well. Like the period has changed, but the same dynamics, the same kind of odd people.
Men, women, men, men, women, women. It's all the same. Have you cleaned the toilet?
Well, last time I worked with Steve, I think I played a dog and he played a garbage bag.
Yeah, so our range has increased since then.
Just a few thank yous before we go. I'd just like to thank Owen Elliott for doing this fantastic film. Every year he does these videos for us. It's absolutely brilliant. Paul, Tim and Joe at Alphabet for this fabulous brochure design again this second year. They're on board. Thank you to them. That's fantastic. And also to Christian Trinder for the fantastic photography. You'll see all that work on the walls when you go out, the season posters. But thank you. That's been absolutely brilliant. Thanks very much. I'd just like to also thank Sophie Withers, our fabulously new marketing manager, for getting into the driver's seat, and Margot Weston for organising this event. As always, she's fantastic. And it's not just this event, she does lots and lots for us. And thank you also to our guest directors. There's a great guest director list there with Priscilla Jackman, Elsie Edgington-Till, Terence O'Connell, Ian Sinclair, Kate Champion, Sean Rennie, John Bell and Anna Volska. John Bell is coming back to do diplomacy again with John Gayden because it was such a sellout this year. So, and thanks also to our wonderful and thrilling actors for next year, some who are here tonight. Thanks so much. It's such a great cast for 2019, as it is every year, but it is also for 2019. Paul Capsis doing his cabaret, fantastic, and John Bell doing a solo show about his life. I asked John to do that after diplomacy, and no one had asked him before, so that's quite amazing, but he's going to talk about that, so it's good. I'd just like to also thank our board members here tonight for giving their time and volunteering their time and their expertise and helping us and giving free advice. So thank you to them. It's been absolutely wonderful to have the two boards in place. And again, thank you to Graham Bradley for chairing those two boards at the moment. Graham's chairing. Thank you. Our patrons, to Georgie Parker, Brian Megan, Todd McKenney, and Kate Raison, who are here somewhere, and Georgie keeping everything going outside. Thanks also to our great literary department, Brian again, Jane Fitzgerald and Nikki Buffoni for their great literary work. And it's the lifeblood of theatre, reading plays, and they're so wonderful to work for and bring in lots of ideas to us, to the ensemble. There's such a lot of love and good wishes for this theatre. It's fantastic to see, and so thank you all for your support and for the audiences that come and support us too. I'd like to, of course, I have to thank my wife Jackie for allowing me to do this mad job, and for Oscar as well for allowing me to do this mad job. I miss football games and all sorts, and anyway, Man United for the cup, and also my father-in-law, Bob Taffel, not that this is all about me, Bob's here tonight, and for Sue Taffel, who's recovering, get well soon. Please join us downstairs for food and wine in Bailey's Bistro with our top chef, Nathan Jackson, who is absolutely amazing. If you haven't been to Bailey's, you've got to go. It's just incredible. He's been roasting a pork spit all afternoon. And for vegetarians, then don't have the pork spit. Have something else. Our box office team are in the rehearsal room waiting to take all your bookings, your group bookings, and thank you to them. They work non-stop throughout the year. Everybody does here. It's fantastic that 3 years ago when I took over from the wonderful Sandra Bates, and it was built on some great foundations from Sandra Bates and before that Hayes Gordon, that we have a vision for change, but also keeping the ensemble brand and name, and we've just celebrated 60 years, and we have a solid and impressive foundation. I think this theatre, we need to be the generation now that develops that and reflects who we are in society, and opening doors, which means theatre for everyone, for future audiences, for future artists, and for the next generation, and so for the next 60 years. So thank you for coming tonight, and thank you for everybody who's supported us. Thank you also, I'd like to just thank everybody who's come on board to put this season together. It's a lot of hard work. It comes from all sorts of different places. There's my bell cue to go. But I'd just like to also thank our production team, Simon Greer, who's done an amazing job here doing this tonight, and with our generous philanthropists, the Balnays Foundation, the Clitheroes, the McConaugheys, the Gavins, Deborah Thomas, the Pollards, Guy Reynolds, the Shirlings, David Campbell at AVE, Hungerford Hill, our board members and our theatre patrons. Thank you so much, and thanks for coming. Thank you.
That's a wrap, and what a fantastic season. Now, by subscribing, you get great savings. You get to snap up the best seats in the house before the single tickets go on sale. You get one free ticket exchange per play, and if your plans change, you can swap your dates. 10% off your bill at our newly refurbished Bailey's restaurant. So jump online tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. tomorrow to subscribe at ensemble.com.au, or you can give our friendly box office staff a call. Now, also don't forget that tickets for my play Luna Gale's on sale now. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you soon.